Hey, I'm Nick Williams. In this video, I'm going to go over the companies that enable you to do a voice scope and a voice application. And the reason that I'm going to go over this is because it's important that you're able to enroll people without the use of technology. And I'm speaking specifically of Medicare Advantage, because with a business reply card, which is how we are suggesting that you market at this time, that you use direct mail, get a compliant business reply card, because now you're compliant to call the client and have a conversation about any Medicare product. See, so you can call with a compliant business reply card, you can have a conversation about Medicare Advantage, and you can scope that individual, and you can do a voice application and voice signature. So you can close the entire process, or you can go through the entire process and close the client without any use of technology on the Medicare beneficiary's end or the prospect's end. So why is this so important? Number one is that the most vulnerable members of the Medicare community, the Medicare beneficiary community, the clients that we service, they often do not have the ability to utilize technology. They may have it, but oftentimes not. Now, this isn't the more affluent person that's turning 65 because they have technology. And it's quite normal that you're going to be able to send them a signature email or an application signature email, DocuSign, or whatever it may be. However, again, that most vulnerable community does not have the ability to utilize these tools. So, and this is often the Medicaid client. And for Medicare Advantage, you want to have the ability to close the Medicaid client. Quite frankly, that's a year-round sale that is going to be a staple in times when there is no SEP and there's no open enrollment period. So again, in order to sell Medicare Advantage year-round, you want to have the ability to close these people. You want to have access to Medicaid clients, and you want to be able to close them without the use of technology. What you want is a situation where you can close everybody that you talk to. That would be the ideal situation, that you can close every single person that you talk to. Because if you enter into this situation, and I've seen this here recently as people have been ramping up from Medicare sales over the phone, is they're not 100% comfortable. They're not 100%, shall I say, confident in their ability to close everybody who needs their help. So they often will go into their, say, daily calls without that mojo, that complete confidence. And that's what you need to be successful, is complete confidence. You need to be able to sell everyone you talk to. And we know selling Medicare supplements is, that's baby food easy. That's simple. Everybody or anybody can sell a Medicare supplement. That's no problem. But to sell the Medicare Advantage, you need tools that are not there with every company. I'm going to tell you who's got those tools in this video. And you also want to eliminate confusion. Just because a client has technology doesn't mean that they know how to use it. So you talk to somebody and they say, well, yeah, I have an email address. It's like you spend the next half hour teaching them how to open up an attachment or something. It just is more trouble than it's worth. So you want the telephone scope, and you want the telephone application and the telephone signature. And it will speed up the process in many cases because now it's often cumbersome to go through these telephone applications as well, but it is the lesser of two evils, especially when there is no other option. So the companies that have, the primary companies that have, and I'm not going to go over every company in this video. I'm going to go over some of the primary companies that have the ability to do this, to utilize these telephone scope and application and signature, and the companies that and the one company that is falling behind. But first, United Healthcare, Humana, and Aetna are very strong with that scope of appointment, with that telephone scope of appointment, and with, shall I say, the telephone scope of appointment and the telephone application. If you look at the screen right now, this is the Humana Telephonic Enrollment Flowchart. I'm not going to go through every company's flowchart at this point because I just don't want this video to take up that much time. But if you look at this, you have your scope of appointment. It's the IVR scope of appointment line. It has the phone number here. You have a three-way call with the client, agent, and Humana. So that's the first option, and that's always going to be the desirable option for the scope of appointment. You have nothing that you need to save for 10 years, and it's very simple. You don't have to mail anything out. You don't have to email anything. It's done. Then you would do, upon completing that scope of appointment and the client wishing to have a meeting at that time, which is a part of the process that the client wishes to discuss this at this time, then you would conduct a compliant presentation. And you do need to send the documentation to the client. Whether it's email or whether it's mail, you need to send that documentation. Humana has what they call the DMM, digital marketing material, so you can send it in that model as well. But you can just email it to the individual Medicare beneficiaries. Then for the enrollment, you can do a electronic signature, or if they have no email address, you can see option 3 there, send a paper application. Well, we don't necessarily want to do that. We want to use Fast App with the IVR telephonic signature option. I'm going to open up another document here, which is the Fast App, the Humana Fast App, and right here you can see that they have a phone number where your client, and again, it's laid out very nicely for Humana. Humana has done a good job with this. And they have a phone number here. You call in that phone number. You're going to have a reference number for your scope of appointment. You're going to have everything set up. And there you go. You're done. Well, I say you're done. It's not that easy because they have to go through this process. And this is a tedious phone call because they go through the entire process. They are compliant. Or going back to the companies that have the compliant telephonic scope and telephonic application, I'm going to tell you one that does not have that yet, and that's WellCare. So if you're selling for WellCare, you're going to have to utilize, they have DocuSign, and they have several other means to get individuals enrolled, but no telephonic signature. WellCare has been growing. They've merged with Centene. They're just doing a whole lot, and I think they're just slowing the reaction time. I'm going to have a Zoom conference with a WellCare representative to discuss the most effective means to get an individual enrolled and utilizing the tools that they do have, and that will be coming up very soon. So again, United Healthcare, Humana, Aetna, very good. If you have experiences with writing these Medicare Advantage applications with these companies, I'd like to hear your experience. Put them in the comments section below. That would be nice to hear. And we're going to let you go right there and keep you abreast of what's going on with selling Medicare Advantage over the phone. Goodbye.